Hello everybody, this is Hunter Starcraft, and I'm very excited today to be bringing you a big matchup. We got a big Korean battle going down on Blistering Sands. Let me introduce the Terran player first. We got oGs.Top. He is going to be the red Terran player spawning at the 2 o'clock position here. Very well-known player for sure. Seen a lot of his games. I would expect that at least, most of you have seen him play as well. Very popular Terran player on the Korean scene, and just a very strong StarCraft 2 player overall. So his opponent today is going to be spawning as the blue zerg player here at the 8 o'clock position. Comes up as Painkiller, but this is in fact Check.Prime, a very, very strong zerg force. I've done a couple of games, actually maybe just one game of his on my channel. I've seen a whole bunch of his replays though. He's a very strong zerg player, certainly not someone you want to mess with when it comes to SC2, so I'm really looking forward to these two guys teeing off on each other. The first supply depot going up right next to the command center for top. That SCV is going to save just a little bit of time putting up that supply depot there, as opposed to the top of the ramp. Usually you see, the first supply depot and barracks go up at the top, especially when you're going up against zerg, because it is very important to wall in. We'll see if top decides to do the complete wall in or what he has planned. 14 pool going down for Check, followed up by an extractor almost immediately after, so pretty early extractor, certainly congruent with getting the zergling speed. It's nice to get as much gas as you can early. So that is the openings for each player so far, along with a refinery as well, is just popping right now for the Terran player. Queuing up 3 SCVs, that's a little bit much. But I don't know if that's actually going to come into play very much in this battle here. Just a little background information on this game. Top here is part of the OGS clan. Very strong. A lot of people consider OGS to be the best clan in StarCraft 2 period, not just the Korean scene. I believe there's maybe 8 players in OGS, 8 or 9, and they are just the best. They are so strong in OGS. So this is not really a friendly matchup, if you will. We've got oGs versus Prime, so each of these players representing their respective clans, so I would certainly expect this to be an intense battle indeed. Interesting that this SCV actually did not opt to scout the main at all. He saw that Check was not going to fast expand, and that was just about all the information he needed. Top would think, okay, Check is not fast expanding. He must have gotten a pretty early spawning pool, and he certainly didn't want to lose this SCV. So I think that is why he decided not to do the complete scout with that initial SCV. This zergling here is going to pick up the Zelnaga watchtower, and certainly beneficial to the zerg player, as he is going to actually see this Reaper that is just floating right by. So good placement of the zergling, getting the Zelnaga, and is going to completely anticipate this Reaper. He's going to know exactly what's going on. Zergling speed is on the way for the obviously the zerg player as well. Putting a bunker up along with the Reaper, going to try to take out this hatchery. The fast expansion from the zerg player is being challenged here. Check is going to have to react as best he can. I'm not sure if 4 zerglings is going to be enough, because it looks like this bunker is going to be done any second, and the Reaper is going to hop in, taking out 3 of the zerglings, and oh, that zergling barely tried to escape, but just it was not in the cards. I'm not sure what Check is going to be able to do here. He's trying to pump out as many units as he can. He's getting a second queen out. He's got 1 queen already, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to preserve this hatchery. I think this is going to be forced to cancel, and there we go, the cancel right there. Check cancels the hatchery, loses the drone, and pretty successful early little bunker rush for top. Now, I do really like this zergling here. Going to be able to see exactly what's going on in the Terran base. So excellent play there by Check. Check sees the 3 barracks. He sees the command center. So he knows exactly what Top is doing right now. This SCV doing a little scouting of his own, and he is going to see the Roach Warren. He sees the spawning pool, obviously. And yeah, so both players not really in the dark at all. But in terms of scouting, I'd say Check is sort of at a bigger advantage, because he saw 3 racks, he saw the command center, so that is really giving Check the advantage there. But then again, Top was able to take out Check's hatchery, and here we go, 2 queens moving down. It's good to move those queens down first, because they're going to be able to tank and absorb a lot of that Reaper fire. Now a big surround going down on this bunker. Bunker goes down, and uh-oh, these Reapers are trapped. Those Reapers tried to escape there, but the Zerglings had surrounded them quite effectively. That was a little bit of a blunder by Top. He could have easily, you know, extracted those Reapers sooner, gotten them out of there. He could have even salvaged the bunker because it wasn't doing a whole lot there after the hatchery went down. These Zerglings going ahead to the top of the ramp. They're going to see, you know, what's going on at the top there and opting to move back now. 6 roaches on the way, and it looks like these Zerglings are going to start to work on these destructible rocks. I do like the placement of this supply depot. Going to keep an eye on the rocks, you know, so he's going to know that Check is knocking on his back door. 2 more barracks going down right now, as well as Stimpack research. So we've got 1 racks with a tech lab, 2 racks with reactors at this point. And these Zerglings now keeping a close eye on this orbital command. We've got 5 Marauders there, going to slow that 1 Zergling, take it out. The rest of the Zerglings flee for dear life. 6 Roaches now moving in, going to start pounding away at these destructible rocks. Now, this is not good for Top. He does not want to lose this back door. He has to do something here, and I mean, he knows it's happening, or at least he should know, because he does have sight of these destructible rocks, but he hasn't moved any units into position because it's hard. Top knows that there are Zerglings, you know, looming just outside of his base, as we can see here, so he's torn, you know. Does he use his Marauders to defend the mineral line here? He should be. He's already lost 2, 3, 4, 5... along with the mule. That was at least 5 SCVs that went down, maybe 6 SCVs, and certainly, you know, not good there, along with a backdoor. So the Terran player Top was torn. Does he defend the backdoor? Does he defend his natural expansion? I mean, it's very hard to do both with such an immobile infantry wall. And here we go. We got a Zerg rush already. The Zerglings back here, and these Roaches are going to engage, and these Zerglings are going to move in. These Zerglings are going to try to get a surround. Good micro by Top, moving back with his Marauders Marines, preventing the Zerglings from getting a good surround. But there isn't much further for the Marines to retreat, as they do get trapped at the cliff. And with Zerglings and Roaches able to take out that whole army, but Top pumping out 4 Marines and 3 Marauders, getting them out as quick as possible, reinforcing this army, and it looks like he is going to be able to hold and take out Check's early Zerg force here. But again, it's just the immobility of this particular composition for Top. Very, very hard to defend these 2 points, and I mean, against Speedlings, obviously the fastest unit in the game. Yeah, it's going to be very difficult here for Top to defend, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens as these Zerglings are in the mineral line now. Pop in another couple, 3 SCVs, I believe, with that rush there. And again, these Slowpokes not able to effectively catch up. We had another Zergling run in the back door, so very, very good play, good pressure early on by Check.Prime, as he is continuing to reinforce his Zergling army, going to try to avoid that main Marine Marauder ball. It looks like this Overlord may go down as well. Take note, Baneling Nest is on the way for the Zerg player. It's a lot of Speedlings everywhere. It's actually a little bit hard to keep control of everything going on here because there is so many Speedlings all over the map. But watch out, we do have a Terran force advancing into the natural expansion. This queen is going to get taken out by the Marauders, and here we go. Zerglings from the front, reinforced by Zerglings in the back, and a perfect surround here. Zerglings just swarming the Terran army, taking out all those units there, so very effective. Nice defensive awareness for Check, getting those Zerglings back in time. And this orbital command sitting at about 1/3 of his life, and ooh, this is not looking good for the Terran player. We've got about 23 Zerglings in the base right now, and morphing in 9 Banelings as well. Now take a look at the vision of the Terran player. He has no idea that this is coming. It would be good if he had something to spot, you know, the area over here, because he doesn't know about these, you know, oh, we've got like 20 Zerglings and 9 Banelings coming in. These Zerglings getting a good surround on these Marauders as well. Banelings moving in. Banelings blowing up in the faces of that Marauder, taking out a lot of the supply depots as well. Zerglings going to work, taking out a lot of SCVs there as well. The Banelings, look at all the SCVs and in the red and the orange. Taking a look at the Harvester count, still in favor of the Terran player, but the Terran player has lost far more workers than the Zerg player has at this point of the game. The only reason he's got such a huge Harvester advantage is because Top is pumping SCVs. He has been for the majority of the game so far, whereas Check has been focused far more on spending money on his army. Even taking a look at the spending tab, we do see 1,000 more resources spent on the economy of the Terran player, rather. So that's just giving you a sense of what these players are focused on at this point in the game. Still zerglings looming outside of the base and forcing all those SCVs off the line with just continued harassment here. Missed the first part of that harassment, but those SCVs were off the line, and look at that. That was some very successful mineral harassment that just occurred up here. Kind of missed that, but we are looking at about 15 and 18 SCVs, or sorry, workers. So now the worker count is leaning in favor of the Zerg player. These Zerglings getting us around on the reinforcing Marines and Marauders, and Top deciding, you know what, I can't effectively defend. I'm going to have to counterattack. So he is moving in with another Marine Marauder ball. There isn't a whole lot of defenses at this point, but pumping 12 more Zerglings out, getting some Banelings as well, and then in the Terran base, we've got these Zerglings going to town on these Marauders, trying to reinforce, and it looks like, ooh, this economy for the Terran player is not looking good. His offensive movement is looking good, as he did just take out that hatchery at the natural expansion. Some effective mineral line harassment for Check, but now Top's Marine Marauder ball moving into position. It's going to try to use that scanner to see what's going on, and now these Zerglings and Banelings are going to push back, and the Terran luring the Zerg army through the narrow choke that is the ramp. This Queen getting caught out of position just a little bit, going to get taken out there, and continuing to pummel this Zerg forces, but uh-oh, these Banelings doing a lot of damage there, taking out a lot of this Terran army. Only 3 Marauders left at this point, so not looking good there. But you know what? That was a pretty successful attack overall. Top was able to take out this hatchery at the natural expansion, but at the same time, and uh-oh, just hold that thought, we do have a swarm of Zerglings taking out those 3 straggler Marauders, so good game sense by Check, keeping track of the Terran army. But as I was saying a second ago, even though the hatchery did go down at the natural expansion, Top has lost so many workers at this point. You can see Top has a measly 9 SCVs compared to 18 for the Zerg player, 18 drones. So just so many battles going on at once, constant harassment, still Zerglings up in the main base, trying to bolster his economy a little bit, but there is a huge Vespian gas surplus for Top, and that is not good news. Again, I mean, Zerglings still wreaking havoc in the main base. Looks like that supply depot is going to burn down. Not that it really matters, because the Terran players lost so many units anyway, so he's not going to be supply blocked, was all I was saying. Still moving in with more Zerglings here, and these Banelings, uh-oh, these SCVs have got to get off the line. Good reaction by Top, getting the SCVs and Mules off the line, but still moving in with these Banelings, going to pop and spew over those Marauders. Zerglings going to work. Baneling still trying to get up in the main, doing a lot of damage, and then again, just the constant reinforcement. There is literally an endless stream of Zerglings, Banelings as well, constantly coming from the Zerg base, an endless reinforcement here. So very effective pressure for Check. I mean, look at this, just more and more and more pouring on the pressure here. Zerglings in the main going to do more effective harassment. Harvester count down to 7 SCVs for Top here, going to be able to fend off these Zerglings. But again, you know, these Zerglings move out, these Zerglings move in. It's endless pressure from Check, and it's very difficult to deal with that when all you have are Marines and Marauders. They just simply are not fast enough to, you know, they don't have the mobility to cover such a wide area. It's really just not realistic, so this is sort of a last-ditch effort for Top. He's moving in with his final remaining straggling forces here, and is Check actually going to pull these Zerglings out to defend? As the Terran player is officially sitting at 0 Harvesters. Not good news at all. Now, is Top going to go for the natural, or is he going to move straight up into the main? Looks like he's just going to skip that natural expansion and move up, try to do some damage. Good preemptive work by Check, moving those drones out of harm's way as early as possible. Going to take out that extractor. I mean, the lair does have a lot of HP, so he opted to take out that extractor. Going to get as many forces as Check can before engaging this Marine Marauder ball. And here we go, moving in, Banelings from the top. He's going to move the drones in as well, and these Zerglings just gnawing away, eating away the guts of the Marine Marauder, and that is it. Top could not handle the endless stream of pressure. Really like that play by Painkiller, Check.Prime rather. Check notices the 5 racks. He sees the early expansion. He knows that, you know, if I can take down these destructible rocks and just pour on the pressure, that eventually Top will collapse, and that is exactly what happened. So an excellent TVZ here on Blistering Sands. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and this is Hunter Starcraft here saying peace out.